Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 15. My name's Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC, along with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyAndSellDVC.com.
And today is May 26th. So your 11th month window is going to be 4/26/2022. And your 7-month window is going to be 12/26/2021, the day after Christmas. I just want to mention something real quick. I know we've already covered all the DVC resorts so far. We want to open up an opportunity to see if anyone wants to take advantage of sharing your personal experience, whether you're a DVC owner, whether you're a DVC renter, and you'd like to share some tips with our audience. Really, and it could be anybody that wants to share the tip, whether it's your 11-year-old that wants to share his, favorite pool, favorite water slide, whether there's a grandmother or grandfather out there that wants to share their experience with vacationing with their grandkids and, the best way to pack all the sandwiches to go to Magic Kingdom, or whatever the case may be. Now, if you've worked with DVC-Rental or Buy and Sell DVC, even better, but that's not a requirement. We're just looking for you to possibly share a video, maybe 4 to 7 minutes in length. One thing you do want to do if you're going to do the videos, you just want to shoot it horizontally. If you're interested, please send me an email, jason@buyandselldvc.com. I'll send you an email with some thoughts on how you might make the video, but it's completely up to you. You could be at a restaurant with your family. You could compete with Scott and do your own food review. You can do whatever you like.
Hey, food reviews are mine. Don't give away my food reviews.
We're going to start today's episode with Scott. He's going to mention some of the misconceptions out there about renting DVC points.
All right, thank you, Jason. The first misconception we have on here is that you have to be a DVC member to rent points. And we actually get that one a lot, and anybody can rent DVC points. You don't have to be a DVC member to rent them. Obviously, you have to be a DVC member to rent out your own personal points, but if you're looking to stay on Disney property, you do not have to be a DVC member. And everything will be booked in your names for you, so you don't have to pretend to be somebody else. The second one here is you have to take a timeshare tour to get these special deals. Obviously, you do not. In any of the Disney resorts, they're going to have timeshare booths in the lobby and around the parks as well. And nothing's ever high pressure from them. Maybe they'll say good morning or they'll offer to give your kids some stickers or trade pins. But it's not like a timeshare that you picture where, they're hounding you and it's a huge pain in the butt when you get to the resort. It's nothing like that at all. Another misconception is that once you book a room, there's no way to cancel it. And while that's partially true, as these are a DVC member's personal points, we can't just cancel a room on them because it could really hurt the points and hurt the family. We do have a no questions asked travel insurance policy that you can purchase. So if you think that there's a decent chance that you may have to cancel or push back the room or cover yourself for any reasons at all, I highly recommend you look into the cancellation policy that we do offer. Another question we always get in the misconceptions is that what if the previous owner didn't clean the room? And it's not like it's an Airbnb or something where somebody's sharing it with you beforehand. You're staying at a regular Disney resort. So Disney Mousekeeping will be going in there, cleaning everything up to their current COVID standards. So everything will be perfect when you arrive. Another question they had is, my name isn't on the reservation. How do I link it? As I addressed just a couple minutes ago, your name is on the reservation, your whole family's name is on there, your email address, your phone number. You're not pretending, to be the Smith family. Everything is booked in your names for you, and everything will link up immediately on your My Disney experience. And the last question that we had was that, how can I get tickets or dining plans as this isn't a Disney room? Everything is Disney. It's all booked through Disney. This is the Disney reservation. I'm set as a Disney travel agent as well, so we can book the tickets for you. We can book the dining plans when Disney is offering them. At this current time, Disney has not announced when they're going to be bringing dining plans back. I would have to imagine they will be at some point because truthfully, Disney makes a lot of money on their dining plans, so I don't think it's anything they're just going to drop. So tickets, dining plans, we've got you covered as well.
And I don't know if this is a misconception or not, but another thing that is people, you don't have to stay for a week.
Oh, no.
You can just do, you say, my son's graduating, I live in DeLand, we just want to come down for the night, celebrate. You can make a one-night reservation.
Yeah, typically we do have a minimum rental, which is 30 points. We've been more flexible on it recently, so we've been allowing in the mid 20 points per night. So normally at least one night in a larger room or 2 nights in a studio. But again, it doesn't have to be a week, as Jason mentioned. I mean, you can even do several weeks. We've booked rooms for several weeks for families. So the DVC system is really flexible. Whether you're renting points or just buying DVC, that's one of the great things is that it is flexible. Whether you want to stay one night in a studio and then next night switch it to, a 3-bedroom, everything's flexible. It works for you. You can switch resorts. There's always a lot of great options with DVC.
And another thing I want to mention, this may seem like Captain Obvious, but if someone's renting, 6 nights through DVC-Rental in a studio at the Polynesian, it's going to be less money than if they're trying to rent the same thing directly through Disney.
Correct. Yeah, that's the reason people come to us is that typically we're around 40% on average cheaper than what Disney charges for the same rooms. And if you go to dvc-rental.com, don't forget that dash, please. But DVC-Rental, there's a deals button on a couple spots on the page. If you click on that deals button, it has all the confirmed reservations that have already been pre-booked that we're helping DVC members or some renters rent out. And a lot of times it's even cheaper. So we've had some stuff that has been 75, 80% off of Disney's prices recently. So go to the deals page if you haven't, check it out. There's some great options on there.
And I think I say this every time, it's free parking.
Yes, free parking as well. You have to save $25 a day on the parking as well.
So that was good for everyone to know. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to take a tour. Now, he says you don't have to take a tour, but if you haven't ever been exposed to DVC, I do recommend that you find out about it because it's one of those things where, to me, it's better to find out and know, well, this is not for me, I know. Or you may find out, wait, this is for me. Well, should I now? Then it becomes a question of should I buy direct or should I buy resale? But it's very low key, and you can take the tour.
It's typically not high pressure, and a lot of times they'll even give you a little present for taking the tour. I know the kids, a lot of times they'll give them ice cream. Sometimes I know they used to give you gift cards or fast passes and stuff. At the moment, there aren't any fast passes, but Disney might have some incentive to come take the tour anyway. So again, just if you've got some extra time, taking the tour might not be a bad idea.
Definitely. Now we're going to go into the food review.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
And we'll start with Scott.
Because we have a joint food review this week. Because last week, our team went out to Miller's Ale House, which Jason brought it up because, we got a lot of people who are looking, who are sports guys, who are looking to watch the game sometimes when they're on property. And there are a few places on Disney property to watch the games, but, if you're looking to go off property, Miller's Ale House is a great option. So it's set up similar like a bar, but family friendly. TVs everywhere. Great food options. Jason, how many times do you think you've been to Miller's Ale House?
Way too many times to count.
He's probably gone more than me. I've personally probably gone to Miller's 15 times. I mean, I've been there a good amount. I'm familiar with it. And it's a chain as well. So there's one in Lake Buena Vista, which is the closest to Disney property. There's one closer to Jason's house as well. So they're all over the place, but fantastic food options, great lunch specials as well. And when we went this time, the last couple times I've had this, it's the sausage and spinach whole flatbread sandwich, it's a whole flatbread pizza, and a nice side salad as well. And for the lunch special, they have it for $9.99. And I mean, on Disney property, you could get a flatbread sandwich. It's gonna be about $10. It's probably about half the size of this, not as good. The sandwich is absolutely, the flatbread is absolutely fantastic. I've gotten that several times since we did our food review as well. Well, since we all went together, I've gone back a couple times and had it, but absolutely fantastic. $9.99. And if you only want half a pizza, you can get the half a pizza and the salad for like $6.99. And I've had a bunch of food there, not just that, but everything has been great. And with the salad, you get the blue cheese dressing. Their blue cheese is really, really good. And then if you want to be an extra pig like I was, you dip the pizza in the blue cheese dressing. Absolutely fantastic. But $9.99, I'm giving this an 8.6 because I will keep going back for this, also for the thrifty feature. that it's $10 and you get a nice sized pizza and a nice side salad. It's a great option to have. What did you end up having?
So I had the blackened mahi-mahi sandwich with fries.
Much healthier, well, except the fries, but healthier than what I had with the mahi-mahi. But fries, go ahead.
So, but yes, there is an ale house 2.7 miles from my house. And I know it's only May, but when you get into September, October, November, December, and you're vacationing with someone, I will tell you, my in-laws, as I mentioned in previous episodes, they live in Columbus, Ohio. Now, they eat, breathe, and sleep Ohio State football. So they have to see, it doesn't matter if Ohio State's playing Akron or they're playing Michigan. They have to watch the game. So they allow, if you have someone with you that says, oh, I need to see this Ravens game or whatever the case may be, this place is set up so you can see all the different college football games. On the NFL, you can see all the different NFL games. Like I did mention, I got the mahi-mahi sandwich blackened with fries. Now, I've gotten this many times over the years. I think it's a great value. It's a great sandwich. Now, I always get it blackened. There are a couple different choices in how you can get it. I prefer blackened. I give it an 8.1. Now, I've also, many times I've had the chicken fajitas, which is very good. Now, the only thing I will warn you is if you're with a big group, the chicken fajitas comes out and it has multiple dishes associated with it. One of them comes out and it's steaming, so it can get crowded on your table, just to give you a little warning there. And then you probably want to do the dessert there. It's Captain Jack's, and it's Captain Jack's Buried Treasure, and let's say you have 4 to 6 people, you just need one, and then get 4 to 6 spoons. And
what is this? I've never had this before.
It's just.
Is it ice cream? Is it a combination?
It's kind of like the kitchen sink.
Oh.
It's a big ice cream like dessert.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean it's a. I don't want to. Off the top of my head, I don't want to describe it all, but you have to get it. I mean, if you guys haven't experienced it yet,
never had it before.
Your family of 4, definitely, you have to get it.
Ooh.
And get 4 spoons, and you definitely, in my opinion, you don't need more than one. Because you're not gonna want to go too much. And now, I'm not a beer person, but not to my in-laws. They always ask about the different beers, and they have a whole variety of all the different options that I think you're gonna. If you're a beer person, I think there's plenty of options there.
Yeah, I know on the wall they've got a list of all the different beers that they have, so lots of different beer options. I do also want to keep mentioning that this is a very family-friendly place.
100%.
Yeah, I know we're mentioning the beer and the sports and everything. You're comfortable to bring your kids here. There's nothing rowdy about it or anything inappropriate. I mean, it's definitely a family-friendly place.
And on Tuesdays, so let's say you want to break up, something on your schedule and you want to go off property. Tuesdays is kids eat free. So for every paying adult. So if you have 2 parents, 2 kids, your kids are going to eat free, and they have their options, and they get an ice cream with it, and they get a drink. So, it's a great, it's 100% family-friendly place. There's no rowdiness there, or, it's a great place. And they're all over. So if you're really anywhere in Florida, you're gonna find an ale house.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we were mentioning this just because it's a little outside of what we normally do with the food of the week, where we get something at Disney, especially like a snack. Just because we see so many times people are sitting there going, where can I watch the game? And right now it's May, most sports are kind of like slowing down a little bit. Baseball is just picking up. But, again, as you mentioned, come September or so, it starts getting a little more crazy with NFL and college football, and then hockey will be picking up and basketball will be starting. So it's going to be prime sports time in a few months, and you're going to be seeing that all the time. Where do I watch the game? So,
and ESPN, of course, is a great option,
Yep.
but it only has so much capacity.
Exactly.
So,
and at this current moment, ESPN is currently closed. It should be hopefully opening sometime in the next month or two as Boardwalk and or Beach Club start opening up. But yeah, they're closed. But ESPN Zone's great option right on the Boardwalk.
now we're going to go into, I guess this is kind of, if we could make any changes to DVC, what are some changes that we would make?
And I have my list of changes. No, I'm just kidding.
So my first change, I don't know if it's a change, if it's a recommendation, is if someone's going in to buy directly from DVC, and if they're going to buy, say, 250 points or 375 points or 500 points, I mean, I really wish that the guides would tell them the benefits of buying, if they're buying 500 points, 425 point deeds, to just give them more options all around. Because if you're not aware, if you buy a 500 point deed and you want to sell it, you can't sell a portion of it. You have to sell that entire deed. So to me, if you, I'm using the 500 point example, but you could use 250. If someone's buying 250 and you give them the choice of buying, and you just have them buy 225 point deeds, it's just going to give them more options.
More options, and you'll get a better price when you go to resell it, because a lot of times the larger contracts, they're less in demand. You've got less people who are going to be looking to buy a 500 point contract versus 125 point. So just, when you're buying it through Disney, you're paying the same amount per point anyway. So to split it into smaller contracts in case you ever want to sell some of it or even all of it, you'll get more in return for it as well. So,
and of course, a lot of the guides, maybe they're more seasoned guides, they do, if someone is buying a big chunk, a lot of them do recommend breaking it up. Now, I don't know if there's an extra closing cost associated with 425 point deeds versus 500, but I'm sure it's minimal and it's just to your advantage. It's just like if you were to have the option of buying 4 homes on one deed, so either own all 4 or sell all 4, or buy 4 different homes, you're always going to choose to buy 4 different homes. It's the same thing. And like he says on the resale, if you're looking at resale contracts and you're looking at this 25 point listing in Animal Kingdom versus a 500 point listing in Animal Kingdom, the price per point on the 25 point listing is going to be higher simply because there's just more demand. There's more people to looking to add on 25 points than there is to jump in at the 500 point level. So I guess I just wish that, there was more on the Disney end, conscious of, hey, let's divide this up for you to give you more options. Plus, to me, it's going to help them keep more members, because if that member that owns 500 points on 4 different deeds has to sell 3, but they still own 1, well, you still kept that member, versus if you're forcing them to sell, well, you just lost that member. So before my next change, I'll let you discuss one of your changes.
Oh, sure. My biggest change that I wish Disney would do is that I really wish, I'm sure my man Ty right there will agree as well, I wish Saratoga Springs in the studios would sleep 5. It would make it much more in demand. Saratoga Springs is the largest resort. It typically gets the least love, and it's what's available sometimes, a couple weeks in advance. If Saratoga Springs allowed, all I have to do is put the flip-down bed underneath the television, and the room can sleep 5. I don't know if there's occupancy limits, problems, or if they can get that adjusted, because I've seen other hotels they have add on these flip-down beds. But all I have to do is put the flip-down bed in there, and now all of a sudden it's only one of a couple of the resorts that allow 5, and the demand for Saratoga Springs would skyrocket. Because right now, least desired, you put a bed in there, it would be in the top of the demands, and it would help out with availability for every resort. Because a lot of people then would jump over and want to book Saratoga Springs, which would free up some of the other resort options as well. So get on it, Disney.
I like it. So my other change would be, I feel like Disney should do more in celebrating if someone's been a member for, say, 10 years, 20 years, whether it's direct from Disney or resale, So my idea was, like, you have the kitchen sink at Beaches and Cream, and basically that's, I think the cost on that's somewhere between $35 and $40. But, and of course you have to have some different rules, like, if someone owns 8,000 points, they still just get, one celebration. They don't, if they own, 40 contracts, they don't get, 40 celebrations. But if someone was on their, in their 10th year of ownership, and they're staying, at Walt Disney World, and there would be a celebration of, like your party, 4 or 6, you get a kitchen sink, maybe you get a photo, maybe you're recognized on the social media. And to me, it would also help with marketing. Like,
Absolutely.
if you have Disney Vacation Club promoting a family that's been an owner of DVC for 10 years or 20 years, celebrating, it's just going to draw more interest in what is that? What are these people celebrating over here at this table? So to me, it's
families can take pictures of that.
Yeah.
You're gonna picture just social media and Facebook. The family goes, hey, we're celebrating 10 years. Disney got us this free kitchen sink. They're going to be taking pictures of that and sharing that on social media. I mean, even if they're not, Disney's not pushing it on their own social media, everybody you give this to is going to take a picture and show it, and it's free advertising for them. It's a fantastic idea.
I mean, I think it is, and then it just recognizes the fact that, people like to be recognized. Like, I'm a member. Oh, this is nice. I've been a member 10 years. They like the recognition from Disney, and then again, like Disney can use it on their end to help spread the word about DVC, and then when other people see that if another family is witnessing another family celebrating 10 years of ownership, well, then they say, well, this must be why, if they don't like it, they wouldn't be celebrating.
Yeah.
So again, to me, it's a win-win-win everywhere.
And who doesn't like free ice cream?
Exactly.
I'll take the free ice cream. My last thing, not as good as Jason's, this is more of a technical term with DVC. And I'm sure any DVC member out here who's dealt with this will agree, they need the ability to change the lead guest online. So if you ever need to change the names on a reservation, you can very easily do everything online. And the DVC phone lines have been really, really busy recently. So you can change all of the lead guests on a reservation online, which is super simple, but DVC doesn't allow you to change the lead guest. So whoever is listed first is stuck on that reservation. You can change everybody else, but then to remove that first person, you still have to call DVC on the phone, wait the 45 minutes to have the lead guest change. So there's no reason not to do this. It would help the cast members out. They could save money by doing it. And right now, they're a little short-staffed from what we've seen with DVC, and the lines have gone up. I mean, there's no reason not to allow this. I don't know why they won't let you just change all of the names on a reservation. There's no logic behind this.
Right. And even, it comes down to it. You put someone's lead name, and then all of a sudden something happens where they're not going to come because they're sick. Then you got to call, and then,
Or even if the family's going and, somebody's sick, just everybody else is staying. If they happen to be the lead guest, no matter who it is, for any reason, you're stuck. And there's no reason behind it. I know that's not as fun as the ice cream, but it's something I wish Disney would change.
If they make that change, that's going to save them money on labor costs.
Oh, yeah.
So then you can take that money and then you can get the ice cream. So
yes.
it's connected. So
it's brilliant. Brilliant,
it would
Jason.
work. So, well, we hope you enjoyed this video. Now, again, if you want to share any personal experience, tips, or DVC, please let us know. You can email me, jason@buyandselldvc.com. If you've been to the ale house and you have a favorite dish, please let us know. And if there's any changes that you think that could be made to DVC, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear some of your changes. Maybe we'll read them on the air in a future episode, and maybe there's some really good ideas out there that we've never even thought of.
Yeah, and get those videos to us because, people are going to get sick of seeing our faces. So you'll be up there, you'll be the star, and it takes screen time from us so people don't have to keep looking at our ugly mugs.
Thanks again for watching.
Have a wonderful day.